All right, so today we're going to be talking about acceptance and stuttering. And Dave, would you introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Dave Marshall, and thank you for watching my video.
All right, so what does acceptance mean for you personally?
Acceptance as it relates to stuttering, obviously. I think it's a state of mind that you can tell yourself that you stutter and actually admit it to yourself. It's not an easy state of mind to achieve, but it's one that certainly helped me through this process.
Great. Can you describe your experience as a covert stutterer for us? And what did that look like?
Covert stuttering, well, you're a covert stutterer means that you can pass it as fluent, that you cannot have blocks, and you could do that a lot of ways. So when I told people what school I went to, the school's name was South Davis. And I would never say that. I'd say, oh, it's the school right over here. That's where I go.
Okay.
So I'd be fluent.
Sure.
And it's a little bit weird, but they wouldn't think about it twice. Or you can change the order in which you say something. I'll have a wonderful steak, and not just I'll have a steak. So you're changing, almost like you're performing.
Okay.
And you're substituting words, and you're almost creating. You're only allowing yourself to go into scenarios that you can be flexible enough to pass as fluent.
So why is this negative if you're more fluent? Isn't that the goal?
That used to be my goal.
Sure.
Certainly. My gosh. I mean, do you want to stutter? No. Okay, that's your goal.
Right.
But I think it's negative because you are never addressing the fact that you do stutter.
Right.
You're constantly hiding it, so that you're reinforcing all the negative feelings you have about stuttering and hiding it, and then it's even more awkward when you do stutter.
Okay.
And that's why people who stutter often stutter on their names, because they can't change their names. And I've even heard that a stutterer changed their name legally so that they could say it, and then they started to stutter on that. Right. So you're kind of running away from the problem rather than giving it a big hug and like having it as part of your life.
Right, right. So can you tell us about your transition then from covert stuttering to overt stuttering?
Basically, I made it a rule to never substitute words.
Okay.
And I even would actually keep track of it. I would write down the number of times per day that I substituted words.
Wow.
And it quickly got down to like 5, and then 3, and then 1. And even now I might do it subconsciously almost, because if I'm tired or it's such a habit, but I rarely do it now. And I rarely, if ever, avoid a situation. I just kind of, I just stutter if I'm going to stutter. I don't know. It's a very freeing feeling that you don't have to kind of maneuver around landmines of your life.
Right. Absolutely. So do you think hypothetically you could ever completely accept your stuttering?
That's an interesting question. I look at it like in the advanced math, where you have like a line on a chart and it never gets down to 0, but it keeps getting twice as close and twice as close and twice as close forever.
Right.
So I think that's where my brain thinks I'm headed here. So it's a very positive place, but can you ever not have any emotion about your stuttering whatsoever, just be totally objective about it and just look at it? I don't know. That's certainly my goal, but I'm not optimistic that I'll ever get quite there.
But do you think you're in a good place now?
Wonderful place, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, thank you very much for sharing.
Thanks.